Module 2, the tourist market and segmentation. Let me introduce to you that market segmentation, targeting, and positioning are key terms useful in any marketing process. Identifying one's market segments will help in identifying the market's needs and wants. How their needs should be met and how to communicate such to benefit them is covered in this chapter. Market coverage strategies and identifying one's unique selling proposition and competitive advantage will greatly contribute to a successful marketing plan. At the end of the chapter, the student should be able to 1. Define the meaning and definition market and market segment. 2. State the 3 steps to target marketing. 3. Explain the 7 steps in market segmentation. 4. Discuss market coverage strategies and positioning. And 5. Distinguish the new and emerging markets in the Philippines. For Topic 1. Definition of a market. Which is a market is a set of actual and potential buyers of a product. These buyers share a particular need or want that can be satisfied through exchange relationships. Kotler et al. 2010. The meaning of the term market has evolved over the years. To marketing professionals, a market is all actual and potential buyers of a product or service. Kotler et al. 2010. The tourism product is not for all. The tourism industry aims to target a specific set of individuals. It is for a particular set of buyers, a niche market. There are 3 steps to target marketing. 1. Market segmentation. 2. Market targeting. And 3. Market positioning. Let's proceed in Topic 2. Market segmentation and characteristics of a market segment. Market segmentation is dividing the market into distinct groups who might require separate products or marketing mixes. A market segment is a subgroup of the total consumer market who share similar characteristics and needs relevant to the purchase of a product, service, or experience. Market segmentation is the process of grouping buyers' common desires or needs, having into different categories. It is the process of identifying the groups of buyers on the basis of differences in their desires or requirements. A market is comprised of varied profiles and characteristics that can be further segregated. Imagine the market as an entire pizza that can be divided into several pieces, or an orange fruit with several segments. Each slice or segment has different characteristics from the others. These segments differ in their wants or desires, socioeconomic status, age, travel behavior, etc. Each segment is profiled based on its characteristics. 6 characteristics of a segment, as follows. 1. Identifiable. The people who comprise the segment can be located and identified such that targeting them would be easy. 2. Cohesive. The consumers should be part of a whole whose specific qualities are common to all. 3. Measurable. The marketer should be able to estimate the size and potential spending of the members of the market segment. 4. Accessible. The members of the segment should be accessed by marketing efforts and promotional activities to be conducted. If they are difficult to reach, efforts to reach out to the specific segment might be futile. 5. Substantial. Segments should be large in order to be substantial. If the segment is small, it should have a high spending capability to make a significant impact on the business bottom line. 6. Actionable. The company has enough resources and commitment to enable effective penetration of the identified segment to ensure effective positioning. There is no one way of segmenting the market. Different variables for market segmentation can be used to find out which one is the most effective. These variables used in segmenting consumer markets include geographic, demographic, psychographic, behavioral, and technographic segmentation. Geographic segmentation. It divides the market into different geographic units such as nations, states, region, countries, cities, neighborhoods, barangays, towns, etc. Some companies make a decision to strengthen a foothold on a certain geographic region, concentrating their resources in ensuring deep penetration of a specific geographic location. Demographic segmentation. It refers to segmenting the market based on variables such as age, life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, and race. It is a good idea to segment the market based on demographic variables because consumers would have similar likes and possible consumption patterns and behavior. Psychographic segmentation. It refers to segmentation divides consumers based on different psychographic profiles such as social class, lifestyle, and personality characteristics. Different social classes will have different tastes and preferences on what they buy. Behavioral segmentation. It refers to dividing groups based on their knowledge, attitude, use of or response to a product or service. Technographic segmentation. Copper, 2006, suggests that there is a fifth variable for market segmentation which he calls technographic segment. With the prevalence of the Internet and the World Wide Web, there is an increasing divide between the users and non-users of technology in searching for travel information.
Topic 4 Market targeting. The definition of market targeting is evaluating each segment's attractiveness and selecting one or more of these market segments in which to operate one's business. According to Kotler, suggests 3 factors to consider in evaluating which segment should be targeted. These factors are: first, segment size. Refers to the volumes, growth rate, and high profit margin. Second, attractiveness. Refers to the potential impact of this segment to the company. One that is not saturated and has few aggressive competitors would be structurally attractive. And third is company objectives and availability of resources. Refer to the main reason for its decision-making and the available resources the company will use to make its objectives a reality.
The topic 5 in Module 2 of this subject is market coverage strategies. In the selection of specific market segments, a company decides on a market coverage strategy that is in line with its objectives and resources. According to Philip Kotler, ETAL suggests that it can adopt any of 3 market coverage strategies: 1. Undifferentiated marketing, 2. Differentiated marketing, and 3. Concentrated marketing. In undifferentiated marketing, a company ignores market segmentation and goes after the entire market with only one market offer.
A brand famous for its button-shaped chocolates of different colors is a great example of undifferentiated marketing. The company addresses people of all ages and appeals to everyone looking for sweets in its funny commercials on TV. The same M&M's product that the brand has used years remains the same.
Differentiated marketing approaches the market by targeting several market segments using separate offers per segment.
For example, allows a company to compete in the market with something other than lower prices or providing promos to avail their products and services, while the concentrated marketing is practiced by companies with limited resources. For example, a company might market a product specifically for teenage girls, or a retailer might market his business to residents in a specific town.
Kotler ETAL, 2010, suggests that the following factors be considered when choosing a marketing coverage strategy as follows: 1. Company's resources. This refers to how much money and resources the company has which can be allocated to marketing. 2. Degree of product homogeneity. If products are standardized and identical, it is more advisable to go for undifferentiated or concentrated marketing. 3. Market homogeneity. If there is a diverse market, differentiated marketing is advisable. 4. Competitors' strategy. It is important to assess the strategy competitors are using so that the correct strategy can be implemented to counter their marketing efforts.
Let's now proceed in topic 6. Market positioning is developing competitive positioning for the product and an appropriate marketing mix. Positioning has everything to do with the deliberate way by which marketers would want to position their product in the consciousness of its prospective customers. Its goal is to identify the product's unique characteristics in a way that will differentiate it in the marketplace. These 3 positioning concepts will help reinforce the idea of market position. 1. Unique selling proposition, 2. Competitive advantage, and 3. Top of mind. When we say unique selling proposition, USP, is a term used to identify what makes the product or service different from others. This USP may occur due to the product's physical attributes, added services, personnel, location or image. And competitive advantage is the product's advantage over competitors, which is gained by offering greater value either by offering lower prices or providing more benefits to justify higher prices. While top of mind is the highest level of recall that a brand receives. It means that the brand occupies the top spot in a consumer's mind. The ultimate top of mind level a brand can reach is when it becomes synonymous to the generic. Some positioning strategies include the following: 1. Specific product attributes such as price and special features can be used to position a product. 2. The product can also be positioned based on its benefits and the needs the product fills. 3. Positioning the product based on certain classes or segments of users, for example, women or children as primary users, can also be done. 4. A company can decide to position itself against an existing competitor and present its edge over said competitor.
Topic 7. New and emerging markets. The study of new and emerging markets in tourism is vital in the growth of destinations. In order to obtain sustainable competitive advantage, the process of new market identification should be taken seriously. Tourism markets have evolved in recent years. New customers have begun to travel, while regular travelers have traveled more often. The article on new and emerging markets identified the growth of tourism markets as fueled by these factors on the demand side. 1. Economic growth in major source markets. 2. Increase in disposable leisure time and a longer life expectancy with a sound health to travel. 3. Changes in living conditions, especially city dwellers becoming more inclined to engage in tourism. 4. Rising educational levels and increased access to information, stimulating curiosity. 5. Increasing international integration of life. Further, Cooper et al. See tourism supply side growing through 1. The development of and investment in infrastructure. 2. Continuous tourism product development. 3. The elimination of legal limitations on and practical obstacles to travel. Finally, the last topic in this module, focus on types of market. Emerging markets can also be segmented using demographic and psychographic variables. Some of the Philippines' emerging market include the family market, the senior market, and youth market. MICE, meeting, incentive, convention, and events, and business market, among others. The family market. Family decision-making and tourism. Behaviors and attitudes. They made the following conclusions. 1. Joint decision-making. Families plans trips with the longest period of time and make use of the widest range of information sources. This type of families participates in a lot of leisure activities. Thus, promotional materials should be made available early, dispersed in a variety of media sources, and designed for spouses of the same age. 2. Families where the husband makes the decision for the vacation destination is characterized by spouses with greater age differences. Promotional activities are directed to the male spouse, hence it should emphasize outdoor recreation. Husband-dominant families spend the largest amount of money on their vacations. 3. Wife-dominant families form the smallest segment of the family market. If the wife makes the decision on vacations, it is characterized by short planning duration and uses the fewest information sources for planning. This type of families spends the least amount of money and shortest duration compared to joint decision-making and husband-dominant families. Aside from segmenting the family market using decision makers as a standard, using the concept of the family life cycle, FLC, is another way. The family life cycle refers to the progressive stages through which individuals and families proceed over time. It describes the patterns of relative want and prosperity experienced by family members. Let's move into the senior market. It is also known as the silver market or third age tourism. There was even a campaign known as Ski which encourages the elderly to go on vacations to spend kids' inheritance. There is clearly a high level of demand for travel within the senior market. They have the time, money, and desire to travel. They look at retirement as an opportunity for personal development and improvement. There are assumptions that the senior market is healthier, wealthier, and more active than previous generations of the same age. The senior market also has limitations and constraints to engage in travel. These factors include safety and security, health issues, availability, costs, family responsibilities, poor information about suitable options. The senior market in the Philippines can be characterized into two: those with retirement benefits, and those who rely on their children for sustenance. With the increasing costs of health care and medicines in the Philippines and the meager social security provisions provided to senior citizens, the Philippines silver market is a niche market. The young market research has shown that long-distance youth travelers are primarily experience seekers collecting unique experiences that will serve to build their self-identity narratives. There is a growth of travel participation among the youth market that is fueled by several factors, enumerated by Richards et al., 2006, as follows: 1. Increased participation in higher education. 2. Increased travel budgets, parental contribution, savings, and work. 3. Work and travel combinations. 4. The rise of low costs budget airlines. 5. Shorter employment contracts leading to significant gaps in employment. 6. The global rise of the Internet culture. 7. Growth of independent travel guidebooks. The MICE market and business tourism. The meeting, incentives, conferences, conventions, and exhibitions, MICE, industry is extensively and rapidly growing. Collectively known as the events industry, this type of travel is connected but not limited to business travel. These sectors have differences but also have overlaps that make it convenient to put them together as one growing segment of the tourism industry. Conference tourism refers to all activities associated with planning, travel to and participation in conferences and meetings, both domestic and international. An additional benefit is that more often than not, delegates extend their stay after the event for leisure purposes, sightseeing and shopping, and are joined in by their spouses, children, and friends. Incentive travel is the most lucrative of the MICE market. Incentive travel comes in the form of a reward for employees or business partners, hence, luxury is a natural consequence. The important element in venue selection for the MICE market were itemized as follows: cost, location and accessibility, time and duration of conference, technical requirements, size of the conference, configuration of the rooms, destination image, and leisure opportunities. For destinations and establishments targeting the MICE market, they should continue to improve their services, facilities, and the design of their venue, be abreast of information technology developments, and maintain competitive destinations that offer value for money.